Hey people, and I know I haven't done a video on my channel in a while, but for the past couple of days I've been really tired. That's why I haven't done a video in a while. But I'm going to knock out 3 videos today. You know, this week was just a real busy week. That's why I couldn't do any of the videos that I normally do. But I want to do 3 videos today to make up for all the videos I should have done this week. I was just really tired, but doing TNA right now. Then after this, I'm doing my SmackDown review, and then after that, I'm doing why the WWE Divas division sucks right now. And then tomorrow, I will do my Raw predictions video. I'm kind of behind my videos, but it's just a long week, so please forgive me for the inconvenience. I must also say that I've reached 2 milestones ever since I started back at the end of May. I've uploaded more than 100 videos over these past 4 or 5 months, and I've had 7,000 video views, which is a lot. It isn't a lot, but you know, it's big for where I've come from. So hopefully it will continue to increase. You know, just have to wait and see. No, originally I did this as a summer thing, but I extended it into the fall, hopefully into the spring, you know. But I'm going to start my TNA review. It was a good TNA. It was interesting, very interesting. The show starts basically with Hogan and Sting backstage in office. That basically sets the tone for the night. The first official match of the night, which is a very important match, was Mr. Anderson versus Kid Cash with Gunner. It was about a 4-minute match, but Mr. Anderson pulled off the win. And Mr. Anderson winning this match at the beginning of the show will be very important later on in my review. So make sure you remember that. Then we have a little bit of, we have Tara and Gail Kim talking backstage, which leads up to, hold up, did I say dumb? Which leads up to the tag team action. We have Tara teaming up with Gail Kim versus Miss Tessmacher and ODB. I must say there's a lot of tension going on between Tara and Gail Kim. I'm not even sure why they were tag team partners, but I know that this tension will spill onto next week's TNA, and it could ultimately follow to Bound for Glory series, which is it was 10 days away on Thursday, so it's like 8 days away now. Less than a week away. Bound for Glory series, which is a big main event for TNA. I don't really follow TNA much, but from what I've heard, Bound for Glory series is the WrestleMania of TNA. That's what I've heard. I don't really know, but Miss Tessmacher, I mean, she put forth good effort in the match. I mean, I thought ODP, she could have used her size advantage in this match. She really did. Even though there was a lot of tension, Tara and Gail Kim, they were a dominant team, and that's why they pulled off the win, you know. So we have Mr. Anderson winning, and then we have Tara and Gail Kim winning. Like I said, there's a lot of tension between Tara and Gail Kim. And then Al Snow, he comes to the ring. He got in trouble because hitting the guy Joey Ryan, who was on gut check like a month and a half ago. He was denied the TNA contract, and like every week, he comes to TNA live and just mess with Al Snow. So he basically got in trouble for hitting him. And I want to say, I can't, because the audio bleeped out, but I'm not sure. I think he gave him a TNA contract. From the gist of it, I don't know, because the audio cut out from the video that I was watching, so I don't know. But for the looks of it, it looked like he gave him a TNA contract. So I'm going to go with that. Al Snow gives Joey Ryan a TNA contract, which is good because now Al Snow can hit Joey Ryan without any repercussions. And then we have Angle, Sting, talking backstage. We have Danielson Kazarian spying on them. And no, Billy Ray walks up. Billy Ray is also very important for later on in the night. So there's a lot of drama going on backstage because Sting is looking for a partner to face the Assistant 8. So he's kind of looking for talent or for someone that he would want to team up with. So everyone is kind of trying to be Sting's partner. So there's a lot of competition going on backstage. Then we have television championship match, which is very good. I must say that one thing good about TNA versus WWE is that they do a lot of television championship matches. They do my bad. They do a lot of championship matches. I meant to say WWE. You hardly see championship matches unless it's a pay-per-view. There's like a championship match like every week on TNA. That's one reason TNA has more points over WWE, and also TNA gives its knockouts more TV time than WWE gives its divas, which is also good. So TNA has some ups over WWE, but I must say, for the past month I've been saying how good TNA is, but for this week, actually, SmackDown was better than TNA. I'm doing my SmackDown review after this, but SmackDown was better than TNA this week. I don't know how it's going to be next week, but the television championship match, RVD versus Samoa Joe. This was a good match. I must say, RVD, how can you not like RVD? I remember when RVD was in WWE, that was like in 2001, 2002. I mean, that was back in the old days. I don't even know how old RVD is, but I mean, he's still impressive. I mean, it was a good match. It could have been longer. It was about 5 minutes. I mean, RVD, he just had the kicks and the RVD was just all over the place. He just had it was just kick after kick after kick, which is why I thought RVD would have won the match. RVD was impressive. I mean, this was a good match for RVD. I don't even know how Samoa Joe won. He shouldn't have won that match. I think RVD was cheated out of the win. RVD should be the television champion. Hopefully he can get a rematch next week. But RVD should have won that match. But Samoa Joe pulled off the win, so no, it is what it is. But RVD should have won, but I don't even. Then we have Austin Aries and Hardy talking backstage. And Billy Ray walks up. He basically says that he has to prove to Sting that he wants to be his tag team partner. So he can't decide between who to face, Austin Aries or Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy comes up with the plan to have a triple threat match, and that happens later on in the night. Billy Ray is really trying to prove himself to Sting. He really is trying to prove himself to Sting. He's trying to make himself stand out. And then we had Chavo versus Hernandez versus Angle with AJ Styles. I must say there's been a lot of distractions between these tag teams. Chavo Hernandez and Angles and Styles. There was a distraction last week, and there was a distraction this week. Chavo's a good wrestler. He's been back in TNA for about a month now. He's a good wrestler. I say I don't think he's using all his capabilities as a wrestler, but he is a good wrestler. It was a good match also. It was a very head-to-head. Chavo and Angle just going at it. There was a distraction by Hernandez, which caused Angle to get pinned up. And Chavo pulled off the win. Which, to me, I'm not sure about the referee's call. The match was around 8 minutes long. To me, Angle should have won the match. And the reason I say that is because when Chavo rolled Angle up, it looked like he kicked out. His shoulders got up. That's why I say it was a close call. I don't know if Chavo really got that win or not. Maybe I'll have to go back and watch it. But for me, it looked like Angle had his shoulder up. But, I mean, I guess the rule stands. I mean, I guess Chavo won the match because Angle didn't dispute it. But to me, it looked like he got his shoulder up. But Chavo did put off the win over Angle, which is huge. That's a huge win for Chavo. And at the end of the match, Daniels and Kazarian, they appear at the top of the stage. The entrance stage. Basically just stand there. Basically, they're just causing a lot of drama backstage. They're trying to, spice things up a little bit. And then after that, we have the X Division Championship. We have Douglas Williams. I'm not too familiar with the guy. I remember seeing him last week, I think. Versus Zima Ion. I haven't seen Zima Ion in like 3 weeks, I think. 3 or 4 weeks. He hasn't made an appearance in a minute. I can't really remember him. Zima Ion is a good wrestler. For some reason, Zima Ion reminds me of John Morrison. I'm not sure how, but he reminds me of John Morrison from WWE. Even though I do wish John Morrison was back in the WWE, but he's out of it. I mean, I don't mean to make so many WWE references in a TNA video, but it's just I see so many similarities between the both of them. Zima Ion, like I said, Zima Ion is a good wrestler. It was a 4-minute match, and Zima Ion wins with a submission, which could have literally pulled Douglas Williams' arms out the socket because he would not let go. But hold up, the referee reversed the decision, and actually Douglas Williams won the match because after I'm not even sure how you can do this because Zima Ion, he did the submission. Douglas Williams taps out. He wins by submission. Zima Ion wouldn't let go. So the referee says that Douglas Williams wins. I don't think you can reverse the decision like that. I don't think you can do that. Because in WWE, I don't mean to talk about WWE. Because I know this is a TNA video, but if it was in WWE, if somebody did a submission and they didn't let go, a whole bunch of referees would come out and break it up. That person would still get their submission win. On here, he didn't let go, so the win goes to the other opponent. To me, that doesn't make sense at all. Zima Ion should have kept his one. I don't see how the referee can even do that. Maybe I need to see a referee rule book, but I don't see how you can reverse the decision like that. But Douglas Williams won somehow. Even though Zima Ion got him to submit, Douglas Williams won. I don't even know about that. I really don't. Then King Mo, whom I'm not too familiar with MMA. I do know that Dave Bautista from WWE was doing a little MMA something about that. He's like training for it. But King Mo, I'm not too familiar with the guy. I'm not even know this was possible. He's going to split his time between MMA and TNA, wrestling and mixed martial arts, which is very interesting. I had no idea what. I don't know who King Mo is, but I know he's a good wrestler. Which is interesting. I must say, I'm not sure. I'm just thinking about this. I know I've been mentioning WWE a lot, but just think about this. If you're a WWE and TNA fan, if you're a TNA fan, just disregard this. But if you're a WWE and TNA fan, then just think about this. WWE brings in UFC fighter Brock Lesnar to WWE. Now TNA brings in MMA fighter King Mo. There's some similarities in between that. Now I'm not sure if King Mo he just will be a special enforcer at Bound for Glory series. I wonder will King Mo actually step in the ring and fight? I mean, will not fight but wrestle, because one day I think a mistake that the E made was Brock Lesnar UFC fighting. UFC is very different from WWE. So when he came into the ring, I like you have to rearrange your mind for that. Those are two different sports, and we saw what happened when Brock Lesnar stepped in the ring. Like someone just reminds him that when you go to WWE, it's not UFC. But with King Mo, he looks like he's a good fighter, good MMA fighter. I had to do some research on him. I'm not familiar with him, but I wonder if he actually stepped in the ring and had matches. Because I think he could be a dominant force in TNA. But we have to wait and see. Then we had James Storm come out. And basically he says that... This is almost 20 minutes long. James Storm comes out and basically says that Bound for Glory series is in 10 days. Basically, they're promoting Bound for Glory because they want people to buy the tickets. They want people to buy the pay-per-view. So this is a little promotion. Bobby Roode comes out to the top of the stage. Talks, runs his mouth. King Mo comes out. Basically, Bobby Roode. At first, I thought King Mo appeared a little weak. Even though what type of name is King Mo, but did he really have to come out with the crown and everything? I mean, I think that's a little too much, really. Basically, Bobby Roode tries to push King Mo around, which isn't really a good idea. King Mo ends up pushing him on his back. He ends up crawling backstage. And then King Mo comes down to the ring with James Storm, and they share what looked like a beer in the middle of the ring. Which leads me to guess that those two sharing a beer, he's a special enforcer. My guess is there some type of alliance that's going on? Like, are King Mo and James Storm on the same team? Like, I want to know, like, do they have like some type of agreement going on? I just want to know that. It would be interesting to see at Bound for Glory series. I mean, obviously, if he came down to the ring and shared a beer with him, I mean, what does that mean for Bobby Roode? My guess is that James Storm is going to win. Just because of that. They sharing a beer in the ring, middle of the ring. I think that James Storm is going to win the Bound for Glory series. Then we see a video of basically Joseph Park still being hostage. Excuse me. My question is, how has Joseph Park been hostage for almost 2 weeks now, and nobody has done nothing about it? I mean, really. My question is, where is Abyss? I mean, I haven't seen Abyss like I haven't seen Abyss since I first started doing this. That was like in May or June. Abyss has been gone for a long time. But I just don't see how someone can be hostage for almost 2 weeks. Crazy. But after that, we have a triple threat match. Bully Ray versus Hardy versus Austin Aries. Must say, I'm a Jeff Hardy fan. Nice face paint. 6-minute match. It was a good match. Billy Ray won, which was surprising. Very surprising. But really, Billy Ray won the match. And he proved himself Basically, the Hogan instinct that he should be chosen. It was a good match. It could have been a little longer. It could have been a little bit more wrestling in it, but Ray won the match. And then up next, we had Hulk Hogan and Sting come out, and Sting is going to choose his partner to team up with him to face the Aces and Eights at Bound for Glory, which is less than a week away. And Sting chooses Mr. Anderson. So Mr. Anderson music and video starts playing on the stage. We're waiting for Mr. Anderson to come out. He doesn't come out. There's a video of him being attacked backstage by the Aces and Eights. He's attacked. Then Billy Ray comes out to the ring and basically says, well, since he's gone, you have nobody else to choose. So basically, Sting ends up choosing Billy Ray as his partner to face the Aces and Eights at Bound for Glory series. And the show went off. I can't imagine Billy Ray and Sting being tag team partners. I cannot imagine that. Have they ever tag teamed before? Like, really? They just don't seem to mix. I must say, Billy, he's a good wrestler. I mean, he was good in the Dudley Boys. That's a WWE thing, but... And then Sting. That should be an interesting match. A very interesting match. I want to know, who are these Aces and Eights? I mean, are they just normal guys or are they wrestlers? This TNA was good, but I think last week's was better. I didn't really like this TNA. It was a good TNA, but it wasn't as good as last week's. I give it a 9 out of 10. And the reason I do that because there was very poor acting in this match. Like, to me, especially during the Hardy, Austin Aries, and Billy Ray match, it seemed too scripted. Like, when you watch a wrestling match, you aren't supposed to know that it's scripted, and you can tell it was scripted the way the match was set up. And I've been watching wrestling, so I can tell when things were scripted. Like when Austin Aries was running, and Jeff Hardy just happened to be out there to catch him, and the way he just got up right in time to catch him, it was just too scripted to me. Like, when someone is acting, you aren't supposed to know that they're acting, because they're supposed to be in it. In that match, I could totally tell it was just scripted. So that kind of lost some points right there. And then Hulk Hogan towards the end, when he was just a poor acting. Like, he could have did better than that. When Mr. Anderson was being attacked backstage, and he was in a ring just moving around like he was confused. I mean, he's supposed to be acting like, you know, frightened that Mr. Anderson is being attacked. He didn't relay that. Like, I didn't feel that. It was like poor acting in this TNA. It was poor acting. They could have done better. Last week's was better, and the week before that. This one was okay, but it wasn't all that, you know? It could have been a little bit better. But I give it a 9 out of 10. Hopefully next week's is better, and they can act without us knowing that they're acting. Like, just entertainers. Maybe they was trying too hard. I don't know, but I give it a 9 out of 10. This is my TNA review for, what was the date? October the 4th, 2012. I didn't mean to make this video so long, almost 25 minutes long. But if you like this video, you can like it. If you dislike it, you can dislike it. Leave your comments. If it requires a response, you will get one within 24 hours. Make sure you check out my channel. Make sure you subscribe. And after this, like I said, I'm doing my SmackDown review, and I'm doing why the WWE Divas Division sucks. So 2 more videos after this for today. So make sure you look out on my channel for it.